one.
Here we go.
Welcome to Sorare in the States Football. Here are your hosts, the Taco Slayer Jorge and MLS Card Guy Kris.
Here we are back again with the most special Sorare in the States episode in the entire world. Holy smokes, there's just so much MLS happening everywhere. I might have been on vacation and my phone was on Do Not Disturb. It's a holiday weekend, but we're here. We're wilding because we love it. If you're watching on YouTube, you know why. Composure. Kris.
We gotta keep our composure.
How we doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I mean, it was a double game week. It was a Wednesday into a Sunday, Saturday. So we got a lot of MLSing. I actually won some rewards, which was weird.
Ooh,
Yeah, I look who fell out of the sky on a Monday.
Who fell out? Actually, I fell out of the sky on a Saturday.
Oh.
I did. I went skydiving this weekend, and it was intense.
That's wild.
There's no other ways to describe it. When you I did the math afterwards, and you free fall 8,000 feet before you open the parachute. It's a 14,000 foot like fall. It's world changing. I felt like $1 million. I felt like I could take over the world. It was awesome.
That's crazy. I don't know if I could do it.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Just don't think about it. Just get up and go.
I think we should put skydiving with Zinedine Zidane in the Sorare shop for 100,000 coins.
I would pay 300,000.
300,000
for that. That is
That'd
you
be
want to
cool.
talk about once in a lifetime experience. Like not
There you
only
go.
are you with Zidane, but you are falling out of the sky with Zidane.
Yeah.
$1 million, $2 million. Give it all. Shut up and take my money. But we're here to talk about MLS. I did sneak in a little watching. I couldn't stay away. We were at dinner, I couldn't really help myself. I popped my phone because Apple TV on my phone. What's up? Get an iPhone. As you do, can't stay away because I am an MLS sicko for life. But since we did have a double game week, unfortunately, it is almost nearly impossible to squeeze that into one weekly show. Shoot, maybe it'll force us to do two, or maybe I'll do better planning, get my head around it, and actually prepare for the show double time. But I did not do that again because I was jumping out of planes for my mom's birthday. She's more important than all of y'all. I'm sorry.
We don't believe in preparation here. We just
Exactly.
We'll do it live.
Wait, okay. Well, all right. Well, look, let's be real.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live because Kris has been pushing it. I'm not gonna lie, and I've been a little busy. All right, but we're thinking about it. But hey, if you want it, let us know in the comments. Yell at me. Be like, "Yo, Jorge, what's up? Go live. What are you doing? What are you waiting for?"
And tell us what time. Like, is
Yes.
this a 7 p.m. Eastern thing, or is this like a 3 in the afternoon Eastern thing? Like, what time would you actually watch the things?
Yes, if all of y'all in Europe, we'll do it earlier. If none of y'all in Europe, we'll do it later. We'll do it. Let us know. Yell at me, get it done, and we'll do it. But first, since there's been so much action, Kris, do you want to catch us up on the standings? Where is everybody at? Hopefully, Miami is still at the bottom.
Nope.
Catch me up. What is going on? What did I miss? And is Orlando City going to win a Supporter Shield?
Well, they are now tied for second, which is pretty cool. They're still behind New England on goal differential, but New England looks like a shit show. So
yeah, what's up with that?
They might sneak second. You also got Philly and Columbus hot on your heels, though. So since he's running away with the Supporter Shield and the Eastern Conference, they're 10 points clear. Both New England, Orlando, Philly, Columbus are separated by 2 points from 2 to 5. Just kind of a big deal because obviously that number 5 spot doesn't get the home game in the playoffs,
which is huge,
which is massive. And I think the first round is the best of 3, right? So it doesn't get the extra home game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big deal. And then obviously 2, you get up 2 rounds of home games, which is cool. After them, we've got Atlanta, 3 points behind Columbus. Nashville is 5 points behind Columbus, 2 behind Atlanta. They're in 7th.
Free falling.
And then we've got Montreal, who's still fighting, who's still throwing some punches. They're in 8th on 35 points, 5 points back in Nashville. And then we got everybody else all in a row. We got DC at 33, Chicago at 32, Charlotte at 31, New York City FC at 30, New York Red Bulls at 29, a team from Fort Lauderdale in 25, and then Toronto is out.
They're done.
They're dead. So, yeah, I mean, this is really anybody's game. And I hate to say this, but you look at the schedule the rest of the season, and Miami plays a home and away with Charlotte the last 2 weeks of the regular season. And those 2 games might be very, very important for that last playoff spot if it comes down to it, you know?
In Trip and B we trust is all we're saying, because
you better show up and be loud against Messi.
Little did I know that the entire season and my hopes and dreams of Miami crashing and not making the playoffs falls in the hands of Charlotte, who in recent times have gotten a little bit better, but I'm not quite confident after their performance in Leagues Cup that they have what it takes to stop FC Barcelona 2.0. And hey, let's not get it twisted real quick. I just remembered as you were going through the Eastern Conference standings that Cincinnati, 3-time wooden spoon winner, has clinched the playoffs. If you're not
first, you're last. That's Cincinnati.
Has clinched the playoffs.
They
at
did
the beginning of September. The first team to do it at the beginning of September.
You know who else clinched the playoffs? You know who else clinched the playoffs?
Who?
Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC. Shout out my boys. We're in, baby.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds on their way chasing promotion. But shout out.
That's not a thing.
Got to just got to throw it out there, you know. Just got to put it out there into the metaverse, and you never know what's going to happen. But I had to do a quick shout out to Cincy after beating them up. Got to reach a hand out. Got to pull them back up a little bit and go. Congratulations for really turning it around in a way that none of us really expected. I don't think anybody would have been like, Cincy got.
I am the guy that expected this. What are you talking about?
No, you just like Celentano.
I love Celentano. I love Khan. I love Lucho Acosta. Like, they're just my dudes. And then they added a bunch of pieces around them. So, like,
I will say, I think you were one of the ones early on who were like, don't sleep on Cincinnati. Pick up Cincinnati. Everybody's looking away from Cincinnati.
Pre-2021.
You did.
Pre-2021, I was like, this is a great coaching hire. It's a great GM hire. Yes, they've won the Wooden Spoon 3 years in a row, but that stadium gets loud. It's brand new. It's gorgeous. They get any sort of good product on the field, they're going to be really good. They turn around, make the playoffs last year, and now they're running away with first place this year. So in their 5-year history, they've been last 3 times and first once. So they are the team that believes if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, but they still can't beat Orlando City. Hey, oh man, I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to fucking rub it in there. Anyway, catch me up on the West, since I love hearing about first place teams that win.
First place team, St. Louis. Who would have thought, right? Beginning of the season, the expansion team. I think my position was kind of like, boy, they're really going all in. Like, they're going balls to the wall in the preseason. Because if it doesn't work out with anything, they have no pieces that they can play in the summer. They haven't really done much this summer, but they haven't really needed to because they're still first place in the Western Conference. At 47 points, and they are 10-3-1 at home. So good luck going to St. Louis in the playoffs and getting some sort of result. Your boys Seattle, who you've counted out, are now in second, thanks to a magical magician from Argentina doing the business on Sunday night. The team that they beat is in third. That's LAFC. RSL still is in free fall. They're in fourth now. Which I am honestly shocked they're that high, but they have a negative goal differential, which I think is funny. They have 11 wins and 9 losses, and they have a negative goal differential, which is crazy.
Oh,
the Fighting Ben Olsens are in fifth.
Yes, Houston, they are
up there in 39 points. Vancouver got a point on the road against NYCFC, one that they maybe didn't deserve, but they're up to 6th. Minnesota and San Jose are both on 36 points in 7th and 8th. And then the Texas Derby or the Texas Cup or whatever it's called is that last spot between Dallas and Austin. 34 and 33 points for Dallas and Austin. So Kansas City's got the Miami team coming up, but the magician will be gone. So if they really need to pull that one out, that's big for their season. Portland is still somehow 4 points away from the line, and the LA Galaxy are only 5 points away from the line. And LA's actually looked pretty good to me recently. So
they're feeling it.
I'm not counting the LA Galaxy out of this thing. They're going on a bit of a heater so far. Undefeated in August and untied. They won every game in August.
Wow.
They only played 2 games in August, but
Ricky
they won them both.
Ricky Poosh. He said,
Ricky
Chicharito,
Poosh.
get out of the way.
He
said it's my team now. He is heating up. So if you're getting pretty high on LA Galaxy. So who's the team that's really going to drop out of this race for them to really shoot up? Someone has to fall out. Who's it going to be?
I still think they've got a lot of work to do, right? Because their next 2 games are St. Louis at home and at LAFC and El Tráfico. But then they get a chance to kind of go head to head with like Minnesota, Austin, Portland. They play Minnesota again. They play a struggling RSL. They play Dallas. Like they've got head to heads with basically everybody else left, which I think is very important for them to try to climb. Man, I don't know. Dallas is a little out of sorts right now. They're kind of
back.
Ariola is back. Ariola played pretty well, if I remember correctly, in his first game back.
He got
it decisive.
I think was it an assist?
No,
a goal.
Oh, a goal. There you go. And I think he's so important to the way that they play too. So don't underestimate that value. But man, like I don't know who drops out. I kind of think Minnesota and San Jose can keep 7-point leads, but the Galaxy also have games in hand.
Right.
They've got 2 games in hand over San Jose. They've got a game in hand over Minnesota. They play Minnesota twice. So, I mean, it could be one of those like was it 2 years ago or last year where it was Galaxy and Minnesota and it was like this crazy 3-3 game on decision day that like the Galaxy ended up not making the playoffs.
I think it was last year.
RSL made it. I think it was 21.
No, it had to be 21 because we had El Tráfico in the playoffs last year.
Yeah. Galaxy didn't make it because RSL got like a crazy Damir Krylak like late goal against Kansas City when Kansas City was good. And that snuck them into the playoffs and then they went all the way to like the Western Conference final or something. So it's crazy. But I remember that LA against Minnesota game because that was the more entertaining game. A lot of no defense being played there. Can LA make it back? I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough, but they do have games in hand. So that's the most important thing, I guess, is games in hand.
Yeah, that is the most important thing. If you're hot, look, if anybody like that I could like see, it's going to be either Vancouver with like all their road games back to back. It's just such a tough road for them to just win all these games, get all these points on the road when they have like what is it like 6 more games left, 5 more games left.
Though.
Yeah,
they have such a big lead. They only have 1 game in hand. LA only has 1 game in hand on them, and they're down 9 points. That's a lot.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. They have a lot of 6-point swings coming up. You have Vancouver, who has games on the road, which it's so easy to lose those games, especially when defensively they've been a little questionable. But it's like Minnesota, and they have Reynoso. San Jose's another one too, where they started off really hot at the beginning of the season and really kind of they were at the top for a while.
San Jose drop,
and it's one of those things where like they're gonna just slowly just slide out at the end because they're just not performing the way they were, or they kind of find that again and make a big push towards the end here. But as you went through these standings, it's every game is almost all these teams are so close together that it's almost every game is a 6-point swing, and every game, every win is going to matter at this point, and that is what we love.
That's what makes it fun.
MLS chaos at its finest is what we love, which is
so. Hold on Vancouver real quick. Yes, they have 4 road games in a row.
Boys.
Yes, they have 4 road games in a row, but they're at Toronto, they're at Colorado, they're at a very struggling RSL, and then they go on the road to the Fighting Bid Olsen, so they'll probably lose that game. But like that's 3 like winnable, if not at least drawable games on the road.
Wow, that's easy, huh?
You know, the two worst teams in the MLS, the only two teams that are legitimately out at this point, like
Are Toronto and Colorado.
Toronto and Colorado, and then RSL, who's like struggling.
Yeah, but RSL at home is not.
RSL's a
It's
decent
not
team.
a good place to play. Elevation, it sucks to play. They get a little bump at home. And okay,
They're only
little bit.
5-5-4 at home this year.
Mm.
They're basically even.
But
They
how
actually
much
have
of that?
more-
How much of
they
that is
actually-
recent? How much of that is recent though?
They actually have more road wins than they do home wins this year.
Do
to be
they?
fair. There's 6 wins on the road.
Oh well, shut me up, man. There you go. Always got to come in for his defense of the Vancouver boys. No one stands Vancouver quite like Kris, the MLS card guy.
So RSL did beat Colorado at home, but they got smacked by Houston.
Van Olsen's.
They got
Everybody's getting smacked by Houston.
late July. They beat Seattle. That was their last home game in MLS. But yeah, they got popped by Houston. Pretty good.
Hey,
3-0.
as they do. Love to see it. Hector Herrera couldn't score this week, but hey,
Big game at San Jose this next week for RSL. Big game.
huge game. All right, predictions right now, off the top. Don't even look at anything. Just give it to me.
San Jose's winning.
Okay, there it is. There it
2-1.
is. Oh, 2-1.
2-1.
2-1. Así es, papi. But anything else you want to point out in the standings? Anything else standing out to you real quick before we jump into this crazy weekend action?
Also, Vancouver is the team with the biggest goal differential of all those teams, so I don't appreciate you hating on them.
Listen, as a Takeoka holder,
They're struggling
okay?
a little bit. Okay,
As a Takeoka holder, I have
defense
paid
is not good.
attention. Yeah, exactly. It
They have
is.
43 goals though. They're second in the Western Conference in goals.
I didn't say they couldn't score goals, but they concede.
That's fine as long as you score more than the opposing team, which they do. 7
I can
more
tell you,
goals.
man, if you want to talk about like a purchase that just like very upsets me on Sorare this year is Takeoka. Because at the beginning, I don't know if it's you or not, but like I've become a little Vancouver stan myself. Maybe it's Sartini. Like once I saw that Vanni Sartini was on stage with Nickelback at a Nickelback concert, singing Rockstar, like 100%. I am a Vanni Sartini stan. You will never change my mind. Nickelback is the greatest band on earth, and if you talk bad about Nickelback, you're wrong. All right? Just throwing it out there. No one's ever going to listen to the show after that statement, but you're wrong. Anyway.
Just edit that part out.
Nope. Nickelback is the greatest band ever. I will die on that hill. But I am a little Vancouver fan. But yes, Takeoka, I was so stoked to buy him. So stoked, waited. I thought I was buying the dip. It dipped lower. And then ever since I bought him, his scores has just been abysmal. Like,
yeah. They're not great.
We still love him.
But at least
I'm not.
I'd rather have a team that scores that can't play defense than a team that can't score and plays good defense.
Well,
you know?
if you really
like
think
Dallas
about it,
only has 29 goals this year.
yes,
In 20,
and they have Jesus Ferreira. What's up with that?
and Alan Velasco
And Velasco
and Paul Arriola. Although
Well,
Arriola's missed a
now.
lot of the season.
now, and the greatest player of all time, Sebastian Lletget.
You think Austin can make a run at it?
I don't know, to be honest. I really
Talk
I really
about
don't.
bad defense.
I really well when you have Alex Ring as a center back for most of the year, you're gonna have a tough time. Not saying that Alex Ring isn't a great player because I've always been high on Alex Ring, but when you have a great defensive mid playing center back and not using them to control the midfield, you're gonna have a tough time. You're gonna have a bad time.
To be fair, they've given up 9 goals to St. Louis. So if you take those out, they're actually average.
Now, is that including like
The St.
own
Louis
goals, like goals errors?
goals
Aaron
that they
led the
passed
goal.
to Klaus? Yeah, no, they did not like playing St. Louis all that much. So even if they get in and they get to the playoffs and they have to face St. Louis, and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. So are you a St. Louis believer now? Are you officially? Because I know when we came back, we were talking. You're like, I don't know, man. I still don't know. Do you now know that St. Louis is the real deal?
I don't feel like I should be, but they're second in the MLS in goals scored. You know, I don't think they're going to win the MLS Cup.
I
don't think their defense is good enough to win MLS.
That's the
But
thing. Like
I do think they can score, which is crazy, which is helpful.
my thing is that, and their style suited the old playoff format. In this playoff format, if they can win actual series, that's questionable, like you said, because of their defense. Because watching them recently, they are like,
it's only one series though.
yeah, but that's tough for a team who is like, they're like what Red Bulls used to be, where they will like press you into the ground and force you to make mistakes and just chaos ball, and they do it well. Something that the Red Bulls haven't done in a while. They're fresh, they're fast, they're athletic, and like in knockout competition, like yeah, that's
MLS
great.
Cups did Red Bulls win?
Exactly. Like
Exactly.
yeah, you could pull a couple games off here and there in knockoff football, like it works perfect. But when you have to do that consistently over time, it doesn't always go your way. So can they do it? Yes. Will they? Questionable.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I will say after
who's coming out of the West?
Attention to St. Louis.
Who's coming out of the West?
The Ben Olsons.
The Fighting Ben Olsen.
Fighting Ben Olsons.
They're gonna do the double. They're gonna win the U.S. Open Cup over Messi, and then they're gonna win the MLS Cup.
Give it to me all day. I am on the Ben Olsen
absolutely
train.
not Ben Olsen football right now. Like, what are we doing?
Dude,
they're in 5th. They're a little too high at this point. Ben's sweet spot's like 6 to 8, you know? Away playoff game, he's great at those. Loves the away playoff game. If they play a home playoff game, the only one that I watched at home, they lost. The only one I watched on the road, they also lost, though. So, you know, maybe just not great at playoffs in general.
Like, obviously, like, I'm totally on the hype train right now. Like, Houston's been on a heater. They've been playing crazy, like, beautiful.
You're on the Hector Herrera hype train.
Not even. Like, just the entire... Dude, Carrasquilla has been in crazy. Like, Corey Baird, come on. Like,
you're not going to convince me that Corey Baird's good, okay?
Oh, no.
You're not going to do it.
No, but see, let me finish. Because they're just on a heater right now. Like, they're going to come back down to reality a little bit. It's going to come back down, but I am totally on it. Yes, Hector Herrera kind of boosts that hype a little bit, whatever, dude. I can't help myself. But listen, if they can get into a playoff spot, get that double home game in a playoff, Houston has been incredible at home right now. They can get it done. And if they continue to play this like free-flowing, like pretty soccer right now, and if they can not lose that, like you say, that they'll eventually just run out of legs and just fall apart, yeah, that could happen. But it's just too fun to watch right now, and I don't want it to happen, so Houston stand, we go.
They play St. Louis next, and then they still play Miami. So those are losses.
They can get it done. You know? No, they can get it done.
But other than that, I mean, they still play Colorado. They still play Portland. They still play Montreal, who's like bottom of the playoffs. Still play Kansas City. They still play Vancouver. Still play Dallas. So like everybody, they only have 2 like top half of the playoffs left. So
that'll be fun.
I think they're good to get in, but you know, once they're actually in, then they'll remember that Ben Olsen is their coach, and they'll forget to play soccer at that point.
I'm telling you, you're just you're sticking to the old. You refuse to hump.
2 wins on the road this year. Colorado has 2 wins on the road.
Doesn't matter. They just got to win their home games. It's fine. That's all they got to do. Everybody knows you win your home games, you get some results on the road, you're good. That's all you need to win in the MLS. Everybody knows it. That's the formula.
Funny part is they actually have 1 more point than Colorado on the road this year. They have less points than the Galaxy on the road.
The Fighting Ben Olsons only play at home. It's the rule. Those are the rules. I don't make the rules. I just
right now they're not in a home playoff spot, so
whoopsie-daisy.
They better keep winning.
And they will, because they have Hector Herrera and Ben Olsen, who, shout out, got to call up back to the Mexican national team. What's up? Train all those new young players.
I would actually love to see right now the 4-5 game is RSL in Houston, and it's in RSL, and RSL's kind of bad at home this year, and Houston's terrible on the road. So it'd be like, who wins?
Houston, because they just whooped up on RSL back to back. They just proved they can do it. Whatever it is.
Part is one of Houston's 2 wins on the road is RSL.
See? There you go. You keep pushing my agenda. Make me right. Make it right. Prove my prediction right. Just speak it into the metaverse. Because once it's in the metaverse and Web3, then it is the only truth. Or so they say. I don't know. Kris, did you watch any games this week? What did you watch this weekend? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch much. I watched the City game and the Sunday games, which included the Messi game. Of course, I only watched it because it's a holiday weekend. I didn't have to work, so I stayed up late for it. That's the only reason. Other than that, I wouldn't have watched Messi, obviously. So
wouldn't have watched Messi and LAFC.
No, I would never watch Miami and LAFC.
Stupid.
Come on, man.
Game. Who wants to see that?
I don't fall for Don Garber's tricks. Okay, he thought that I would stay up late to watch it. Get sleep deprived. No, but I was off.
Put that on ESPN 8 the Ocho.
Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody watches. Like lowest ratings.
The game that I did watch was the game that actually nobody wanted to see: New York and Vancouver. I watched like a half of that in a baseball stadium, and it was about as good as you would think it is.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't think either team was very good.
What else is new?
NYC especially was not very good.
Well, we've been saying that though. We have been saying that. Yes. We have said NYCFC.
Although Bakrar, I think it's like his second game. He's okay.
Yeah, how was he? So I haven't really watched much of him. I haven't gotten the chance to watch NYCFC. How did he look? From? He came from this really weird Istra.
Is that Croatia? Yeah, it's Croatia.
Yeah. Oh. Yep. Croatia.
All right.
He did.
Yeah, it wasn't his
nice
second game. Like they said, it was just the second game that he scored in, which, cherry pick that.
No, that's his third decisive, actually. He scored against Toronto, too.
Yeah, there you go. That doesn't count. Okay. So, I mean, that's fair. He's not bad.
He's okay.
He's
all decisive, no AA.
I'd much rather see Talles Magno out there. And they got him so they could move Talles Magno back to the left wing. And then they haven't moved Talles Magno back to the left wing. Like, who is this Jason dude? Why is he playing?
Wow.
Get Talles out there.
Is he hurt?
No,
is he just on the bench?
He's been riding the bench for like weeks.
Yikes. I knew he was on the bench, but
he's been hanging on the bench.
And he's not even getting subbed in anymore in a game.
As the one-of owner of the rare card from this year, I'm not happy about that at all.
What was your strategy going into that?
Buying the one-of card?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, he's not playing well right now. I'm going to buy the one-of card. And it didn't work.
He'll bounce back.
Well, at least now he's not playing at all, so he's not playing badly. So, yeah, he has not made an appearance in the last two.
Yeah, that's wild.
Started since July, the late July game against Atlas.
It's also wild, too, that Vancouver equalized in the 60th, and then they still didn't bring Talles Magno on. They were like, hey, maybe we should fight for a result here. And they didn't even go, hey, we should bring on Talles Magno because he's fast and has fresh legs.
Draw at home with 30 points, and the playoff line's at 33. Yeah.
Great.
I don't think NYC's coaching is very good at all. And I don't think their scouting department is very good at all either, despite the fact that they're Manchester City scouting. Like, you have access to all the information all over the world, and you're just going to bring back all of your players from like 3 years ago? What's up with that?
Yeah, it's really weird that like them having the access to City like football group and just having that like entire pipeline of organizations like throughout the world, and they just NYCFC, they brought back Maxi Morales. That's what they did. Great.
Weird.
they did
and
fantastic.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And Keaton Parks was gone too, wasn't he?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He was on loan? Was it just a loan or was it actual like transfer out?
Gone. Yeah. No, I think all of them were like on and now they're all back. And it's just completely not working. So yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, here's another interesting thing as we were kind of talking about this game itself. Richie Larea.
Yeah.
25 AA in this game.
Yeah, he was good.
Which is good. 11-35. He's been kind of good for Vancouver.
I mean, Vancouver takes these guys that are like good players and just gets them for free. Like Julian Gressel just got him basically for free and then flipped him on for a profit. Like this is classic Vancouver.
Yeah. I mean, his price hasn't really seen that bump. It saw that bump this is probably when the transfer happened, but it hasn't really seen. Are you interested in a Richie Larea right now? Is this something you might actually think about picking up maybe in the offseason? Maybe because he's showing that he's playing,
Potentially.
and Vancouver's a fun little system for midfielders like this.
Go back
too,
to his scores. He's very Julian Gressel, huh?
Yeah, he kind of like it's almost like he fit right in that role, which is nice.
He took Gressel's spot.
Yep. These are looking very pretty. Something to think about here in the future. When
he also doesn't have any assists or anything yet.
Yeah,
no, not a big assist guy though, is he?
Oh, not really. No, 11 goals, 11 assists. But dude, these scores, man, with like little decisives, you love to see it. 48 AA. Sheesh.
He's a good player.
51 AA. Yeah. Richie Laryea is fun. Yeah, there you go.
He's still only 28 too.
Yeah. You think Richie Laryea kind of like tries to go abroad again, or you think he's
I think he stays here. I think he stays. I hope he stays.
I do too.
He just exclusively plays for the 3 Canadian teams. He's coming to Montreal next.
Hey, it works, doesn't it? It seems to work out for his system. He's a Canadian national team player. He likes to
Which, by the way, they don't have any games this weekend.
Dude, they don't have. They're not allowed to play games.
It's so sad. I mean, they're allowed to. They just don't have the money to.
Oh, is that what it was? I thought they were like...
They're bankrupt. That's why John Herdman left, because they are completely broke.
You got to think someone with stupid money is going to come in and save that, right? Like someone's going to see opportunity there and swoop. They're going to buy the dip. Someone's going to buy the dip on the Canadian
national team.
Yes, you can
buy a national team.
Someone will buy that dip. Someone will fund that organization.
Will buy the dip.
Someone's going to buy the dip. They don't care. They just want money. Bro, Canada's in shambles right now, actually. If you really want to talk, we won't jump into that, like politics and global, all that. But Canada is in shambles. You know who else is in shambles, Kris? You want me to let you know who else is in shambles right now? Because it is the New York Red Bulls.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, man, New York Red Bulls. Wow.
What a great day. DC's above New York in the standings.
Red Bulls, man, what is just a tragic organization in the defense. Omir Fernandez scored the first goal, and it was like, oh, okay, Red Bulls. Philly's been a little questionable. Andre Blake, it was a terrible goal. He should have had that covered. But after that, they got a red card, and it all fell flat. It all went over. Damian Lowe had a game of his life. Kyle Wagner with a triple assist hat trick.
Red Bulls stop playing 3 in the back and go back to classic Jim Curtin.
Why you don't like it?
2-1-2 or whatever he played. Jack McGlynn just doesn't get enough playing time, and I don't like it.
He's starting to again. He started the last few, but I mean,
yeah, he does. But he just needs to. He's got to be in the starting lineup every week. It's just like unacceptable that he's not. Like he's subbing like every third game or so, and it's like, what are we doing?
I just want to point out that the last 2 games that he came in as a sub, they lost by a lot. Yeah. So, not to justify Jack McGlynn, but you're right.
And he played he still had great games in those games.
Yeah,
for the half that he played.
Yeah, I know that's another thing. I've had a Jack McGlynn for a while, but it's so hard to play him sometimes because you really just don't know if he's just going to get that random bench rotation, and it's not fun. Granted, you can almost guarantee he will come in as a sub, which is better than a DMP, I guess, but
he's also great. He's great for cap modes because his cap always stays low because of that.
Yep.
Which is exactly where I used him this week. Cap 240.
Did you?
He saved my butt.
Let's
go. I had a DNP from some random player. I don't even know why he was in my team, but I still got to 240 because McGlynn threw up a 60, and because that Mbappe guy.
Oh,
he's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard he was okay. I've heard some things. Do you think Jack McGlynn? Do you think he's on his way out of MLS, or do you think he'll stick around a little bit more?
I think he's gone.
You think he's gone?
Yeah, pretty soon. I don't know about January, but definitely by next summer.
Yeah, he's I've been thinking about it a little bit. And how do you tackle those situations? Like if you like a guy, but you think he might get a move, are you the type of person that stays away from that? Or do you go, hey, I'll get him for now, and then maybe it works out. Maybe you sell the news of his transfer, or do you just stay away from those guys? Because I'm on the fence sometimes.
I've always been a stay away from him guy. That's why I didn't have Tolkien to start the season.
Right.
And then Tolkien stayed and I bought one. So I think it depends on the time of year. Like right now, I think you could probably buy him for 12 games and be somewhat happy with your return.
Right.
Whereas if it's like July, you don't really want to buy him. And then the next day he pops up, oh yeah, I'm actually leaving.
Gotcha.
It's like, well, that was dumb. But I especially like after the winter transfer, right? Like after January, you kind of know guys are going to stay at least through like July. Then
Okay,
you're getting like half a season out of them, you know?
Right. And then I mean, if he continues to step up, he could get a move because like Jack McGlynn, like he'll get the transfer, but he seems like the guy that'll get the transfer to like Belgium or maybe Bundesliga, like one of those teams where it'll be a move where he'll see some playing time. Maybe like Paxton Aronson, like he's finally starting to get some playing time, which granted, like it isn't great, but it's been like a year now since he got that move, and like now he's like okay, like starting to get worked in that team. So it's like Jack McGlynn
that's how it
almost
works sometimes.
Yeah, it almost feels like he'll get that kind of move where there is a chance he'll like hop right in because I love Jack McGlynn, to be honest. I think
I do.
I rate him pretty highly, and I think he could bang in Europe, but it is always that risk that he'll go and be dead for a year, and you could probably buy him, maybe cheaper, maybe not. You never know how it goes. It's a little speculation, but yeah, I typically stay away more than I don't, but it is what it is. I like him to the point where like I think about it more, and I'm like, oh, maybe I do want to get him and pick him up before I move to Europe because he shows up and starts banging out, then those Europe prices are a different breed than the MLS prices, that's for sure. And it's not as fun.
Not as fun, but it's more consistent. It's way easier to win over there.
It is true. There are a lot more eyeballs, a lot more people buying and swelling, getting in and out of cards, and it do be a little easier sometimes that way, but not as fun because we love the MLS. Question though, before we move off this game real quick, so it is one of the ones that I saw, and I have a lot more to say about this one. Do you know anything about Cameron Harper, the 21-year-old out of New York Red Bulls, the right back?
Not a ton, to be fair.
So his scores,
I've seen him start a lot, but I haven't really seen a bunch.
So his scores aren't that favorable. There's something there. But when I tell you that this kid stood out to me last night watching this game, like he's just one of those right backs that gets up into space. He finds the space. He loves to take on players. Like he will take on a player and drive to the end line. But in perfect Red Bull fashion, when he makes those crosses and there's no one making the run in the box, it's not going to go very well for you. Definitely stood out to me last night to a point where I was like, And then I watched him for a majority of this game and I was like, wow, I really liked the way he took on players, the way he like played off the touchline, the way he like just always found his way into open space behind the defender. Someone to think about. Like I said, it's not really there, but he is 21 years old, which is fantastic. He's 23 and probably has a future maybe here in the Red Bulls as they probably going to be in and out of people. But I don't know. He was a fun watch, and I thought I'd point it out here because it is so rare in the States. We do a lot of the States and the MLSs, but there is the so rares too. So just decided I want to point it out. Didn't know if you knew anything about him or not because you do like youth prospects from time to time here.
I do. I'm a big U23 guy, but I have not watched a ton of Red Bulls this year.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Tolkien is always my guy. Those scores are like eerily consistent for a guy that is kind of the way that you're describing. Like he just crosses and there's just nobody to get in the box for him. Like there should be a lot more up and down.
I'm pretty sure it's probably the duels one. No, not even. I mean, still a little positive on that end, but yeah, he likes to take players on for sure. I noticed. I was like, okay, buddy. Like normally they'll go, they'll stop, they'll pass it back or do whatever, but no, he's a little tricky with his feet and doing it. And floor is a little higher than some players in the MLS, so something to think about, something to point out. Haha, but we do got to talk about it, Kris.
This was a great game, by the way.
Wow. Tell me, because this. Tell me. How did you perceive this game? How did this game go for you? What did you see? Because this game was drunk, perfect, peak, late night MLS.
Yeah. So the first 20 or so minutes, it's all LAFC. Like it looks like it's gonna be 5 or 6-0.
It could have been. Should have been.
Could have Belonga could have put them up like 2-0 before Miami.
Could have, should have, would have.
Yeah. So then Miami got one like crazy random goal. Which if you watch it, like I don't even know if he's attempting to shoot. I assume he is because there's nobody else near him.
It was
But,
like
why is he shooting there? And like why is he sliding to shoot? It was a really weird goal for Farias for sure.
It was literally one of those goals that was like in the perfect spot where like literally came down to inches, like literally 1 inch to the left or right, and it's not going in. It was the perfect spot.
And it wasn't like great technique either.
No.
So Miami goes up 1-0, and it's like, okay, cool. And then I went to play FIFA at halftime and missed the second goal. So that happened. But when I came back just after the second goal, it was all Miami, like the whole time. Miami was just killing them on the counterattack. And to be fair, a lot of that is because LAFC is going forward because they're down a goal. Like that first goal was vitally important in this game.
Yep.
And then Miami gets the third goal and it's kind of game over. And at that point, I switched from rooting for a good game to rooting for Drake Callender to keep his clean sheet. And the fucking asshole Ryan Hollingshead scores off a corner. Like, what are we doing?
Yes, because that's what Hollingshead does.
I was in a tier 2 with that clean sheet, man.
Oh no,
terrible. And they subbed off Elie too. So if Elie got the assist, I would have like canceled each other out. And Elie was the captain in that team,
right?
So it would have actually been a net positive for me. But because Elie had subbed out, Vela's taking the corner, and Hollingshead scores from that. So not cool. But, that's the way these games go. But, yeah, Inter Miami did not look tired. Didn't look tired at all. They were pumped for this game. So I am very interested to see this because I didn't think this was possible. And now I might be on board the let's make the playoffs hype train.
So I think that's the biggest takeaway from this game, right? Where we know that Miami's on this crazy, unlikely, unrealistic run to do it all in like 3 months. But yeah, I think this was the game where everybody was like, look, Inter Miami's going away to LAFC, schedule congestion, they've been on a heater, it's eventually got to come to an end. This is LAFC we're talking about in LA. All the celebrities are there, stakes are there. This is the game that's going to take down Miami and Messi. And we did not get that.
Nobody told Messi that.
We did not. Nobody gave Messi the script. Okay. Nobody was like, hey, Messi, I know you're new here, but watch out. LAFC is the real darling. Has to go a certain way. Nope. And it did not. So I hate
MLS Cup final preview.
I hate. I have to bring this up. If not LAFC, who is going to take down the GOAT? And who is going to put
Sporting Kansas City
to this playoff run? Sporting Kansas City. Is Alan Pulido and Johnny Russell the ones to do it? Are they going to be the ones to take down Miami?
Well, there won't be a Messi, so maybe. I don't know. It's at Drive Pink, so it's not like it's away.
Right.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. They've got some games coming up here. They could get back in this really quick. Like Kansas City away to Atlanta is a tough game. Like that.
Yes, that'll be.
If they can get a draw there, they'll be happy. But then Kansas City at home, Toronto at home, away to Orlando is a tough game. They'll be happy with a draw there. And then home to the Fighting Ben Olsens, home to NYCFC, at Chicago, who DC just dismantled, home to Cincinnati, and then a home and away with Charlotte to end the year. It's a lot of home games.
There's a lot of home games.
The traveling that they do is Atlanta, Orlando, Charlotte. That's not like this is the only cross-country trip they make, right? Chicago is the furthest thing away, which that's a trip. But Atlanta, Orlando, Charlotte for a Miami team is not a lot of traveling. And
No, but it'll be a heater for sure.
I mean, Lord help us if they get in the playoffs. You know they're already like the third favorite to win the MLS Cup at this point.
Are they really?
They're legitimately like third favorite.
I want to know what the lines were before he came, and I want to know what the lines are now. Like the betting
They're
odds for
crazy different. I think
like
it was like 30-1 before, and now it's like 2-1 or 2.5-1 or something.
this is like we all knew, right? And dude, this is just getting repetitive at this point, but we all knew that there was a chance, and it was statistically unlikely, and every day it looks more and more likely, which is incredibly painful.
Sorry, they're actually now second favorite at 5-1.
Oh, okay.
FC
Fantastic.
Cincinnati is at 4-1 as the favorite.
Okay. I can.
LAFC is third.
All right, give me
Philly
the top 5.
fourth.
Who's
New
fifth?
England is fifth.
Orlando 6th.
St. Louis is
Dang
sixth.
it. Dang it.
Seattle is seventh.
They're not good.
Columbus Crew is eighth. And then Orlando is ninth. Ahead of
The
Nashville.
top 10. Let's go.
Ahead of Nashville.
Who gave Miami their first draw? Shout out to Nashville. Congratulations. They did it. They parked the bus in Miami. Did what they had to do.
That was a hell of a game too, actually. I watch a lot of Miami now. It's weird.
Dude,
It's weird how that works.
it's all dude, it really is awful. It's so bad that like it's just so
Sucked me in.
it just sucks you in. Like there's nothing you could do. You want to watch it. And it sucks that it really does suck that it works out that way, but you have to.
Speaking of Nashville, can we talk about this penalty that Nashville got against Charlotte?
Talk to me about it. I did not see it because I was out of town.
So Nashville Charlotte is this wild game. Charlotte scores in stoppage time.
Yes, I did see that.
Take the 3 points on the road. Like that would have been absolutely massive for this team on a heater. Outside of getting thumped by Miami 4-0. Outside of that, though, they've been like very, very good lately. And then this like wild, absolutely wild penalty call. Trippin' B, who our guy, shout out Trippin' B,
always
thinks that MLS is like, well, Charlotte is the biggest threat to Miami making the playoffs because they play them twice at the end.
Right.
So we're gonna give Nashville calls so that Charlotte doesn't win.
I love that.
And like
I love everything about that.
I don't even think that's wrong, to be fair. You know? Like, this was like the most outrageous penalty call I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. I was just like, I was dumbfounded, you know?
Right.
Like I don't know how else to play. I don't know how else
So what happened? What was the call?
So I'm gonna for those people that are watching right now, I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see
all
what
the
we're talking about.
Kris, share screen. All right,
here we go.
Does it work?
It's
Is
not
it gonna work.
It's
not gonna work.
Hold on. We're gonna come back to this because
okay. All right.
I can go through a different browser and it will work.
Oh, this guy's gonna do it while he sets that up.
Except
we're gonna talk about something right here. Kalina and Malanda is a defensive duo that I do own, which I am always scared to play because it's Charlotte, and I am learning my lesson. So I want to apologize to Trippin' B for doubting the Charlottes because
Charlotte's good right now.
Yeah, they are really good right now, but it's like embedded in my brain where like I still have those doubts, and when it comes to like clean sheets and holding good scores, I'm like, So Malanda, I've had benched for a while. He was dealing with some injuries. He was kind of in and out of the lineup, but I didn't really trust it or want to risk it. So I played other guys. Boom, gets an assist and a 78, even with the yellow card. Kalina, once again, making great saves, racking up those points. And I keep failing, and I keep not trusting Charlotte, and I just want to apologize in advance. But Charlotte continues to do it, and I love that
will
tinfoil hat theory.
apologize in advance. I
Yeah.
think I've got this.
You got it? 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 Got
I
it? Give it
think
to me.
I-
Give it
I
to me.
think
Give
I
it to me.
got
Give it to me.
this.
Give it to me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Kris is trying to set it up. Going to put it up here. Add
Do
it
we
to the
see?
stream.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so let's watch this. Let's watch this wild call on a penalty here. So the defender has position.
Brother.
The offensive guy goes through his back and is somehow it's a foul on Charlotte to give him like what? Watch this again. The defender has position. The offensive guy goes through his
For
back,
what?
takes him down, and it's a foul on the Charlotte guy.
For what? Bro.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
So what was the call though? Was it like
It was
embellishment?
a penalty.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they just because he
It's a
took him
foul.
down.
Just
They
because
just
they both
fouled
went
him?
down and they
didn't
called
like.
a foul on Charlotte.
Wow. Like
So like I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? But
right.
that was the most wild call I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
And I don't know how Trip and B might be right, you know? He might be right
Dude,
on that one.
I've been saying it. Did I not say? I've been saying it since day one. I've seen the conspiracies. We saw what happened in Orlando. We saw what happened in Dallas. We've seen the calls. We've seen the things. There's the inklings they can't afford. Like just think of all the news and outlets and everything when it
And
why do
see,
we keep
this
talking
is actually brilliant because it's not Miami that they're doing it for.
right,
You know?
right.
Like, this is so under the radar.
Right,
you just tell the official, make sure Nashville at least gets a point in this game. And
That's
then, boom, there you go. There's your point, and off you go. And if Charlotte ends up not making the playoffs by 2 points, there's your 2 points right there. You know?
Clip it, put it on Twitter. Hashtag sober in the States conspiracy tinfoil hat. We love them. Bring them on. Tripping, if you're listening to this, if you want to come and plead your case,
We apologize for all tripping.
the floor is yours, Tripping. If you want to come and you want to discuss this tinfoil hat theory, floor is yours. Come on the show. We'll talk about it because I am all here for the conspiracies. Just because it's fun. Again, I've said it before. Before I get all the ads and the angry tweets. Again, it's just for fun.
I hope I explained that well enough because I want to make sure I do that justice for tripping.
You did.
Because I feel like he deserves justice on this one.
Yes.
That was wild.
And when Trippin goes on his rants, it's one of the most entertaining things ever. So
It really is.
I would love to experience that firsthand. But Charlotte getting the messy L indirectly, just like the rest of this league. We're going to move on. All right, is there any more games that you watched? Is there anything that I should tag over to, or are we just going to run through things at this point?
That was it. We just got to barrel through now.
All right. Let's barrel through. We'll stop right here first at Orlando,
of course.
Cincinnati. Oh,
what a result.
Oh, how convenient.
Facundo Torres, the guy that you hate so much, that I've been a fan of all year long, and you hate him.
I do not hate him.
80 burger for you.
Dude. Oh,
He's
by the way, don't forget that the Sorare in the States Private League is giving away a Facundo Torres limited card for one of the top.
I don't know if we can afford
spots.
that anymore.
Oh, it doesn't matter because we already got it in the bag. Because look at these beautiful scores. Sometimes he disappears, still makes it happen. Orlando is cooking. Can we agree that Orlando's cooking?
Orlando's cooking. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, we're cooking. That was a big result. I don't know that anybody, nobody has gotten more than a point off of them all year at home. So getting 3 is massive.
I just want to say that we destroyed the Philly home streak, beat them at home. We destroyed the Cincinnati home streak, beat them in their home, and we gave St. Louis an L and Cincinnati an L in the same week.
Just don't.
How does that make you feel?
Don't play DC because we all know how that'll end.
Easily 5-0.
You know?
And 2 red cards for Orlando.
No, 5-3. DC's not that good.
Yeah, Orlando's not great against DC at all. We get Rooney'd like there's no tomorrow. Incredible win. Orlando City is back. There's still part of me that doesn't trust it. Duncan McGuire went off injured with a shoulder injury here in this game. It didn't look super serious, but we never know. Kara is gone. He's going to Turkey. Great result, which kind of sucks because like the day that we ship Kara off, Duncan McGuire gets hurt. So we have
Jacqueline time, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
We have Ramiro Enrique and Jack Lynn as striker depth. So
Don't
MLS
let
card
Jacqueline on
guy
the field.
who
Don't
loves
let him on
Jack
the field.
Lynn. Jack Lynn will be coming in as a sub. Jack Lynn will be seeing minutes. The only thing, maybe, before y'all go out and buy your Jack Lynn's, there's a 2-week international window starting right now, too. So, depending on how bad Duncan's injury, he may miss time. He may not miss time. He may have enough time to recover and come back from that. Luckily, it's not a lower body injury. But if not, Jack Lynn did get minutes in the last game, though. He did sub in for a little bit. So, there is a world.
Don't let him start.
No, I don't. Yeah, Ramiro Enrique will most likely get the start, but Jack Lynn will probably get those bench minutes. So, striker depth a little questionable and a tough time. But yeah, Orlando's cooking, boy. We're back. We are back, and Miami is going down on the 24th.
Oh,
just saying, Miami's coming to
There's
Orlando.
Some words.
I don't even care.
You're going, right?
Yes, I am going.
Our guy Nashi was there for LAFC in Miami.
I did see that.
And yeah, how'd that work out?
Dude, I think
if Selena Gomez can't get it done, what makes you think you can get it done?
Because listen, and like you watch every broadcast and they try to make an emphasis. They're like, oh, Nashville, they're like booing Messi. And I think LAFC too. It's like, oh, it's hostile for Messi. But I'm pretty sure that stadium in Orlando, when Miami comes to town, listen,
that's going to be hostile.
Listen, it already gets really hostile. It's already very hostile when Atlanta or Miami come to town. The last time they were here, Beckham was in a suite right next to the supporter section. It was like 30 minutes till game time, and a "fuck you Beckham" chant just started immediately and just went on for like 20 minutes. It's incredible. So yeah, it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be a game to attend, and I'm very excited. Unless
please don't get arrested, because I will need someone to do the show with.
No. I am beyond those. Those days are behind me. My Barra Brava days are behind me. I got a show to run, man. I got to pay attention. I can't get wild. I got a show to produce and run. I need to talk to my buddy Kris every week. If not, I'm lost. I'm broken.
Well, you get a phone call every week, right? We do this over the phone.
Hey, we do. Look, you just call in, give me a quick recap. I'll tell you that I missed the MLS, and then we'll just move on.
Okay.
We'll get it done. Orlando City is massive. You all know that. They continue to be massive. Greatest team in the world. Facundo Torres, great, whatever. All right, give it to me. DC 4-0.
Take that, Nashi.
Give him the old wop bop. What did you see? Is anything stand out to you? I got a brace from Benteke.
Yeah.
And an assist. Look at that. Hey, and Bono getting it done. No Tyler Miller.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Poor little guy. Oh,
no, I think he actually is hurt though.
Oh, is he really?
But yeah, I told you about my Bono Tyler Miller thing. Yeah, Cliché's really good. Benteke's good. Andy Nahar, when he gets on, is really good. I don't know. Still not a lot. Derek Williams sucks. I'm not glad he got hurt, but he got hurt and he came off, and then we won 4-0. So.
Hey, and I got to point out, got to keep it real with the own goal from Tehran, because Tehran got the own goal. So DC or Chicago did technically score for the wrong team.
They still lost 3-1, that's good.
Yeah. And good old Kai Kamara, Kai Kamara broken the record? He's about to break some goal scoring record. Like he's second place or something like that. Like I think he's taken over Landon Donovan or something like that. Somebody look into it. He's not a terrible host, and I didn't look into it, but he's about to break a record. Has 2 more goals to score. Chicago can't score him though, so good luck with that. Terrible game for Chicago.
Even though Chicago cannot go on the road. They're like okay at home, but they cannot go on the road. It's terrible.
Yeah, and they've been okay recently. They've
been good recently.
Yeah, DC is just chaos sometimes, and it's just very hard to play against.
You never know what DC is.
No, Like DC's just that. I
Crazy.
don't know if it's just because they're so bad that like you can't play around like against them, and they just make it happen somehow.
But they're also only -1 goal differential. They're not like Montreal's -12. You know,
Oof.
like they're not like bad. Chicago's -10. They're not bad.
No,
They're
I've
just
said it all. I've said
they're
it all
just
year.
like very inconsistent.
They're just chaos, and chaos prevails sometimes. That's it. That's all it is.
They are definitely Team Chaos.
But whatever. Wayne Rooney, hate him. Let's go. Montreal, Columbus. Columbus continues to get it done. Gressel had him in the priority lineup, and he just gave me a stinker.
Yeah, that's Julian Gressel for you.
Barely, almost
in a 4-2 win.
In a 4-2 win. How is Gressel just going to have a stinker? Just a rough game. Camacho, same thing. Rough game. Yeah, Gressel kept me. I'm like barely scraping by a tier 3. I might slip out of it, but yeah, Gressel doesn't put it in a stinker, and I'm looking at it like a tier 2 maybe. And a hat trick from Cucho continues to get it done, and Rossi with his assist.
Diego
Welcome back.
Really good. Really
Did you buy one yet? I'm gonna keep asking you until you buy one.
I didn't buy one. I don't know if I have money, but that needs to be a priority. He's already too expensive.
Yeah, people caught on, huh?
Yeah.
I will say for Columbus though, Yeboah is so intriguing to me. He's just one of those players.
DC was going to sign Yeboah
really
before Columbus did. And so I did a lot of like deep scouting, and I was like, this dude's actually pretty good. He was like former Man City Academy, I think.
Really?
Yeah. He was at the Dare to Dream Academy in Ghana. That's really good. Like the one that produces all their good players.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really like him, but he's never really gotten a full chance. And he's got that dog in him. He's got the moves,
man.
You know? He's got
no,
it.
he really and that's why I bring it up, because anytime like I've watched anything Columbus, like he just stands out to me so much. And he's just it's weird because it's one of those players that I see it on the field, I see his scores, I'm like, wow, it's not that bad. But for some reason, I'm never actually in the market for him. Like I don't know if I don't know enough about him that I don't trust it, or I'm never like, oh, like this is a guy that's gonna last. And then again, with all the movement that they made and like what all the pieces that Columbus moved around, I was like, is he still gonna play? Is he gonna get bumped out? Again, not knowing much about Columbus. So if you are a Columbus fan and you know a little bit about Columbus and you're like, yo, this is the guy, maybe he's still gonna keep his spot next year. Maybe he's gonna continue to do it. Let me know, because I like what I see, and the scores are kind of there. I just need to know that the future is bright for him, you know?
Yeah.
I
think he's a good player.
I do too.
I don't think he's a great Sorare player, but I think he's a good player.
I mean, he's up there. There's definitely
he's having a
nice
good like
flashes.
couple weeks. He's having a good couple weeks, like maybe a month, but like
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's consistent.
I don't know, and I need to know. So Columbus fans, reach out to me. Let me know, because he is a guy that I've kind of had my eye on, kind of piqued my interest, you know? New England, Austin, talking about Austin earlier, and New England with their new boy, Thomas Shanclay, who is finally get it done, has a little brace. New addition to the team, because Gustavo Bo, didn't I say it when you brought it up and you said, will I regret selling Gustavo Bo? And I said, no, he's due for an injury.
He's injured.
He's injured. I don't know for how long.
Me an injury.
I don't know how long.
I think I
do know what I'm talking about.
Great time.
I do know what I'm talking about, because he took an injury. No, he still played for a little bit more after that.
Yeah, Bo was like, I was like kind of still in the upswing, but I still got a pretty good price, to be fair.
Yeah, you still sold near the top though.
I could have waited like an extra 4 days and gotten a little bit more, maybe. But
listen,
it's fine.
As we all know by now,
he's lower now than what I sold him for.
So it matters. Listen,
we'll take it.
We should all know and all be prepared for the fact that we'll never sell the absolute top or the absolute bottom.
Correct.
And as long as you're in the realm and the range, then you're good. Don't worry about it. Don't look back. Don't think about what could have or should have. Just take the win and move on. Don't look back on it. Don't dwell on it. Move on. Because you want to talk about
a reward.
You want to talk about dwelling and not moving on real quick as we talk about. Whoa, just almost knocked over my mic. That's on.
Talking about Diego Rossi out here.
No, you want to talk about taking the L. Boy, I will show you here. Look at that. Look, talk about selling too early, boy. Sold that Chucky Lozano too early. because I thought the news was out. I was like, all right, look, the move is in. I was like, whatever. And as soon as the move got announced and 100% solid news evidence, it went up again. I was like, dang it. And so Chucky Lozano on his way
People
back
don't
to
believe.
PSV. I sold too early. Chucky Lozano to PSV is actually an incredible move. I thought I was catching the whole move, and I still sold, and it ran another 100% after I sold. But yeah,
Look at this
New England.
gorgeous graph here. That I've got up.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. There's me. There's also me.
Look,
Whoops.
just buy again at what you sold at.
Funny part
and
is
then just
I could literally probably buy him for the exact same price right now. I
Do
could have
it.
bought him down here.
do it, and then
Which-
sell them up here where you bought, and then you're good to go.
You know? Yeah, literally just do the reverse now.
Yes,
Go
And then guess
go
what?
all in.
and then you break even, and you don't take the L.
Then you
That's
break
it.
even.
It's
And,
it. Sometimes
Your horror story of the year is now just a normal story.
sometimes you just gotta. It's the little things,
That's it.
There you go. Hey, as long as you break even, you can't be mad, right? Maybe,
I mean, I did not break even
That-
on that deal.
but you can. Is what I'm saying. If you play the opposite and go the other way, would you still be as mad if you like at least got like your money back or somewhat?
Oh no, I'd be thrilled because that's like a 4x right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd be thrilled with a 4x right now.
See, there it is. Sometimes that's all you
Definitely
need.
not
Moving on from the revs. If this thing would load, if any of these things would load, because my computer is like, hello. Here we are. Talking about the Ben Olsens and LA Galaxy. Ricky Puig still had a good game. Uri Russell continues to start for the LA Galaxy, which hurts my soul sometimes because flashbacks. Any takeaways from this game?
Ricky Puig is really good.
Ricky Puig
That's my takeaway.
really good. And Karaskia didn't even start in this game, which is probably why it was 0-0, because Karaskia been on a heater. Corey Baird finally let me down.
Bossy's actually really good. Bossy is their guy.
This is another week. So rare. I will bring this up every week if I have to. Where is the Bossy card? Just print them. Why? ¿Por qué? Photoshop.
I don't get why
Something.
they don't do these
Do
things.
something. What are you doing? 0-0. Stinker of a game.
Yoshida with the Hundy stick.
Yoshida
Chris
with the
Mavinga
Hundy.
throwing it back to like 2014.
To Raheem Edwards.
Dude, I
He's
have
really
a Raheem
fast.
Edwards forward.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's really good.
Whoa. Wow. Talk about a nice little card. Is that actually like score really well?
It's not bad. Because
I like Raheem Edwards.
Yeah, I like him too.
I am a decent fan. And Fagundes over here with a little 56 on a new team getting it done. Do you think Fagundes has a resurgence at LA?
Not to what
Wow,
he was
he's-
last year, but
he's
this is
cheap.
what he kind of is.
21 AA in 63 minutes here. 7 AA in 55.
I think he's about a 10 AA type guy.
You think so? You think he'll probably produce the same?
Mm-hmm. I don't think he'll do what he did last year, but I think he'll be. Because last year it was all decisives. You know,
Yeah.
he had a ton of goals and assists, and I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we'll see. Even if it's like something, how long was his contract? Is it just for this year, or was it like a long
it says
contract? I don't remember.
2025 right there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I know how to read. Look at me go. I hate that. Like,
I don't know if
sometimes
that's accurate though.
that's the thing. Like sometimes
of
it
them I
says
don't
it,
think
sometimes
are
it doesn't.
Yeah.
I've tried to rely on it, and sometimes they're all over the place. So, but yeah, could be a good little thing to watch. They'll probably build around him and Ricky next year and bring something. Chicharito's probably out for good finally, unfortunately, with another injury. Like always, talk about another guy with injuries. Salt Lake got an easy dub against Colorado. Finally, haven't been getting
Yeah.
it done.
Defense
But-
coming in huge. Chicho Arango is also big for them, so
Huge.
don't sleep on RSL. Like
Oh no.
Justin
It's just-
Glad's really good.
I think it was more of a adjustment with Ruiz going out and kind of reconfiguring the team a little bit. I know Savarino was kind of a fence. There was talks of him leaving, so that could have been something that kind of got in the way. Yeah, they might be back. They might not. It'll be real question. We'll see if real Salt Lake finds that form again, and then Colorado just brother.
Colorado's still Colorado and all over.
Colorado is still Colorado, even though they signed the greatest striker in the world, Kevin Cabral.
And Gutman.
And Gutman is on this team now, but Gutman is not enough to get.
They're
it done for
nothing
this
until
team.
they get Keegan Rosenberry back.
Well, that's the thing. It was that what's his face came back and then immediately got hurt again as well. What's his name? Dang, what's the guy from Colorado? Big name.
Yarborough?
No,
Jack
not
Price?
Yarborough. Jack Price. There you go.
Price has been out all year.
Well, he came back and immediately got hurt his first game back. It's like, well, here we go again.
He didn't come back recently.
No, he came back at the beginning of the year and got hurt immediately.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you were saying he came back recently. I was like, oh my God,
no.
I missed it.
No, I'm like, well, because he was out all last year. And then came back and got hurt
last year, missed the beginning couple of games, and then subbed in twice and got hurt in the second sub appearance.
Yeah,
and tore his ACL or something.
Insane.
So he's out until next year now. Buy low on Jack Price. I'm telling you now.
You really think there's a comeback scenario for Jack Price?
He's only 30.
Dude,
he's
2 years of injury now.
He's 81 cents, dude. He was second in 2021 in scoring to Carlos Heel.
Yeah, but it's 2 years of season-ending injuries. Like, what Jack Price is coming back from?
It was 1 year of season-ending injuries. His second injury was in September. It wasn't that bad. You know? I get it. The injuries are definitely a concern. But, just look at the scores. He's 30 years old, and he's 81 cents as a limited. His rare is only $20.
That's okay. We'll see. Keep an eye on Jack Price, everybody, because yes, Jack Price is a GOAT when he is healthy and he's playing and everything is going great for him. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Trader MLS card guy. Always finding deals at the bottom of the barrel. Take his advice over mine. Not necessarily a place I would want to park my cash, but you do have a point. It is a valid shout. MLS card guy. That's why you are the MLS card guy. That is what you know. Dallas, Atlanta United. Guzan has been on a heater. I was like, I need to play my Guzan. What am I doing? I played my Guzan. This is what I'm doing. This is what I was talking about.
If you play him, it's never gonna work, man. You should know that.
You know when you asked
me
about
power.
You know when you asked me about Tyler Boyd last week, and I was like, yeah, Tyler Boyd. Yeah, add Brad Guzan to that list. Yeah. Add him to that list. But Almada, still here, Almada, getting the assist. GG with the goal and no AA. Got this guy over here, Saba Labjin. I don't know his name, bro. How do you pronounce this? Can you look on the screen? Can you help me out here?
Yikes.
Yeah. Saba. This is Saba.
That's Saba.
Hi, Saba. You are Saba. Snobs. You will forever be Saba. Welcome to the MLS. You've been here for 4 games. Got 2 goals. No AA, but another decisive to add. A guy.
Is he the new Luis Araujo?
Might be.
Where'd he come from?
He came from. He's from Georgia. From Fife. That is where he come from. Fife.
That's Turkish team. Turkish league.
But again, one of those things that we talk about. Decisive dependent, not a lot of AA. Will that change in the MLS? I do not know, but we might find out. A guy to keep an eye on. Dallas, Atlanta. Anything you got to say about this game other than F Guzan, which we all should have known. And welcome back, Areola.
Welcome back, Jimmy Maurer, too.
And welcome back, Jimmy Maurer.
I miss Jimmy Maurer. Those were good. Those were a good couple weeks when I owned Jimmy Maurer and he was starting. Jesus Ferrer with the assist, big for him. Velasco, yeah, he didn't do anything. Leggett coming off the bench, interesting.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. Areola, welcome back.
Tyler Wolf still starting.
Areola, what you got?
Areola's really good. He's still cheap. He's actually not that good in Sorare, to be fair. But
yeah. Well, I mean, he has some decent spikes up here. All decisive dependent, probably. Yeah, decisive. He
can throw up 15 AA max, and like that's pretty good if you get a goal. 75. That's not bad.
That's decent. And I feel like
Okay.
he's an integral part of this team too. So in a
Yeah.
world where
He should start every game.
they kind of catch heat again, and maybe Areola is that little bump that they need to really take Dallas from a team that's just hanging on in there to more of an elite team. Maybe that service to Ferreira will be there.
He definitely is. Oh, it's not even just the service; it's the defensive pressure that he puts on people.
You think so?
Yeah,
that like box to box threat kind of makes the team uneasy.
He just never stops running at defenders like without the ball, like when they have the ball. And it's like it gets them. They just make bad passes, and like his team capitalizes. So,
and he's still only 28. I don't know why I thought Paulo Areola was.
He was really young when he was in DC.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Ever.
I think that's why he started really young, to where I feel like he's been around forever. But yeah, that's a good shot. Oh, and he's dirt cheap too, man. Like you got to be picking up an Areola at this point, huh?
I mean, I do have one, but
right,
he's not that. Like I didn't play him this week.
Oh, really? Now, is that only because he's just coming back, or
partially, but also like he's probably a mid-40s guy, you know, unless there's a cap competition that I think actually I might have used him in a cap competition, just because his AA is so low because he subbed a bunch for the US,
right?
So I don't know, maybe, but yeah, I'm not necessarily a big fan of his in Sorare, but I am a big fan of his in real life.
There you go. Once again, sometimes they pass the eye test, sometimes they don't. Like St. Louis taking the don't against Sporting KC. Alan Pulido with the brace. Alan Pulido continues to get it done after some hard times. Alan Pulido is finally here supporting Kansas City, and it is benefiting Sporting Kansas City, who has put together some nice little games recently.
I mean, they're not dead. They're not dead yet.
No, they are not. That's what I'm saying. They're picking
2
it up.
points back, you know?
After almost breaking some crazy records in the beginning of the season for like losing 10 straight or something like that. Like it was some crazy streak they had at the beginning of the season. But
they've only lost 11 games this year.
It was all at the beginning of the season?
Maybe. It's definitely possible. They were pretty bad at the beginning.
They were bad, and they found it. They found it. Even with all the rumors of Alan Pulido going back to Liga MX, getting it done. St. Louis, not their night.
They had a 10-game winless run to start the season.
Winless. There it is.
Yeah.
Winless.
They had a few draws in there.
Tomato, whatever.
But
you're not.
I mean, they're here. I would not look down on them. Welcome back, Tim Emilia, too.
And Tim Emilia, the goalkeeper roulette at Sporting Kansas City. If you have been on that train all season, I am sorry.
You could own all 3 of them and still have like gotten 7 DNPs this year.
Dude, it's so bad. It is
terrible.
Whatever managed to happen over yonder. I don't know. I stayed away. Actually,
you could be Peter Vermees and own all 3 and still get 7 DNPs. Like I don't even think he knows he'd be starting before the game week locks. You know,
he just has their faces like on a dartboard, and just like before the match, before lineups come out, he just plucks it up there and he's like, "Up, that's my guy."
You guys decide amongst yourselves who's playing today.
You know what? Y'all figure it out.
Today we're gonna do a 3-legged race to determine the goalkeeper.
You got this. It's fine. But good luck with that roulette. Something I'm staying away from, hopefully, and want no part of. Again, Seattle Sounders on my train of saying that they are bad. Portland Timbers, Seattle 2-2. Cascadia Cup, Evander with the goal. Rui Diaz with the goal. And Leo Chu with the goal and a red card. Wow.
Solid. Cancel those decisors out. I went into João Paulo pretty hard because I think he stays next year.
Really?
Maybe. His contract is up, but even if he doesn't stay, I think he could go somewhere in South America that's like easier. And I just think he's a phenomenal player. Like his AAs are out.
Oh, he's ridiculous. Fantastic.
So, and he's dirt cheap right now because everybody thinks he's going to leave, which is fine. He doesn't have to play here to be like decent. So I actually went into João Paulo a little bit, which is cool.
I actually like that.
Morris sucks.
Oh, God, bro. Stop bringing it up. I'm still mad that I didn't sell him when he pumped at the beginning of the year. Very upset because now I'm stuck with him, and then I play him, and he doesn't score, and then I don't play him, and he scores. And João Paulo, Love to see it. I love that João Paulo's out. Anytime I could watch a midfielder just completely dominate and control the midfield and just look good doing it,
He's good.
love it.
Yeah.
Love that guy. There's
Really
always
hard to
that
get the
fear
ball
that he
off him.
wouldn't be here. But if you say that he might be here again, that's a good shout. I like that.
I mean, I think he might be here again, or even if he leaves, like, where's he going to go? He's not going to Europe and going harder. It's only
Yeah.
going to get easier.
That's
So,
true. What does he go back to Brazil? Maybe plays. And
yeah,
dominates down there.
which
yeah,
as a CDM in Brazil would probably be even better than MLS. So,
yeah, most likely, way more, at least for the AA. So,
but yeah, speaking of Jordan Morris, I don't know why he's on my my tournament team, my league team.
Oh no!
But he is in there, and we're still trucking. We're in 14th. We're not that bad. And I made another mistake. I don't know why I played Walker Zimmerman again.
Bro, you left him in there?
I traded for Miazga, and then I left him in there.
Oh no!
I don't know why.
Dude.
I'm getting what I need from Facundo and from Messi. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why I'm doing this. I would be ahead of you if I had just played Miazga in this week.
But you're sitting in 14th place. Slipping
I'm not
out
dead
of
yet.
Slipping out of the top 10.
I'm coming.
There you go. Look at me sitting pretty in 8th. Still trucking in there. Bandy 9994 taking first place. Threat level midnight with the greatest name. Shout out The Office. In 3rd place. Northfield still up here. Smiley still up here. MDJ. This 612.
Shout out MDJ. She's cool. I met her in London.
Oh, did you? Shout out MDJ, who has met one of us in London. Shout out to you. You are right behind me.
Why is she playing John McCarthy though?
I don't know, but she's playing John McCarthy. Oh, against Messi too. Very brave.
You can't play Messi against the goalkeeper that you're playing.
Hey,
you know.
Hey, it's hard with the swap sometimes, but you are getting called out by the MLS card guy.
Fair.
Here's your top 10. Again, don't forget, we will be announcing the complete roster of rewards soon for the top places soon as we truck along. But don't remember, there's a Josh Zardes up there, a Facundo Torres, and an Aaron Long, who Messi made look like a
Yeah, he cooked him. It was great. I loved to see it. There was what the only good save that McCarthy made, like Messi put Aaron Long on skates. It was absolutely lovely.
Messi, BCM, Messi big chance miss. Did any of us think it was possible?
He had a big chance
Holy smokes.
That was Nashi's video to me, was Messi big chance miss because Aaron Long was in the vicinity.
A miss?
Yeah, it was completely Aaron Long's fault that it was
a
even
miss
a big chance.
And a save so incredible that it had Selena Gomez in awe.
She was shook, dude.
She was shooketh. Here it is. We'll make a post on socials soon, reminding you of these standings, reminding you of the rewards. Kris, the MLS card guy, what a jam-packed episode. It went way longer than I thought it would, even though I didn't watch any games. But we just love talking to each other and having so much fun doing it that we're still here. Any parting words before we GTFO and I make some dinner?
The double game weeks will get you, which is fair. Parting words. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds for making the playoffs. Again, double shout out.
Orlando City is massive. Bye.